Alright, what's up guys? So, as you can see, we're playing Minecraft, but I have a little something that I wanted to do. So in one of my last streams, I was just toying around in creative, making a little camp. And then I decided I wanted to do a little Naruto what if, and I thought it would be kind of cool to revisit that, and so that's what we're doing. And yeah, so the plan is initially we just get right into the what if. Alright, so first of all, what the major thing is going to be is how is the timeline set up. And so since Naruto, instead of being born after the Great Ninja War, the Third Great Ninja War, he will be born during, or he's going to be born in the same generation as Kakashi. So what that means really is he's going to be in the same class as Might Guy and Obito and Kakashi, Rin, and all the other Jounin senseis, which is how we set up him being a Jounin sensei by the time of the original show or franchise. And so what that means is there will be no birth complications with Obito because, well, first of all, technically he's still a kid right now, and Madara wouldn't try anything because, well, he's still supposed to be dead, and he I don't think he's unlocked his Rinnegan yet. So he's going to, stay in the shadows for now. And that means Kushina, because, no, Naruto's parents are still going to be Kushina and Minato. So Kushina is going to be Kushina is going to keep the Nine Tails. And so that's big, like really big, because Naruto won't have the Nine Tails, and that was like his real big source of power in the original show. Whenever he got pushed into a corner, he would use the Nine Tails. But since they're in a warring period, with the Great Ninja War going on at this point when he's in the academy. And note that, okay, wait, we went really far off topic. So alright, let's just start all over again, really. So alright, so Naruto is going to be born during the same generation as Kakashi, Obito, and Rin, making it so once the original timeline comes about, Naruto will be a Jounin sensei. And so this brings up the problem of how will Naruto have the Nine Tails. This is going to be addressed later. So Naruto will be trained by his dad in how to use the flying Raijin, because it was supposed to be like the shadow possession jutsu of the Naran clan. And so basically Naruto will have this Naruto will have the flying Raijin, which is going to put him miles ahead. And he's still gonna be somewhat of a knucklehead, but he's gonna be like a smart knucklehead. An example being he's still kind of brash and loud, but he knows how to handle himself in a situation. Almost like Minato, except he's a a bit more Kushina mixed in. And so what this means is really, he's gonna be top of the class, you know. And I don't know what's going on with Rin, but apparently she wanted to have kids with Kakashi because he's like the strongest in their generation. At least that's what I thought was going on. I don't particularly pride myself in that because personally I was rooting for Obito to get with Rin. So, yeah. So when all that stuff goes down, meaning the Obito getting crushed, you know, Naruto will be placed in a different team. There's nothing he can really do. So the timeline's going to go exactly the same as it does in the original. Now, the different part is Naruto will be assigned on, or Kakashi will help, will ask for help from Naruto when he's going to get Rin. And so really, the only difference that this makes is that they're able to get Rin and get out a lot faster. And you know, when Naruto gets a hold of Rin, he teleports her into the hidden leaf because once again he has the flying Raijin. There's no like way that he would just, you know, sit around and wait for the enemy shinobi to pop up and, you know, try to, you know, murder them when she's going to be when she's, you know, obviously guarded by these high class ninja. And so he dips with Kakashi. And note, by this time he is also Jouin and so is Kakashi. It's just he hasn't taken up the responsibility of the Jouin sensei. And so they get there, and of course, Rin goes rampage and lets out the tailed beast that was inside of her. And so it'll definitely wreak some havoc, but you forget that Minato's there, and yes, by this time he would have become a Hokage for his efforts in the Third Great Ninja War and the second. And so what this means is really really substantial because, you know, oh well, now the Hidden Leaf have two Jinchurikis, and the Blood Mist Village, you know, thought, oh well, the Hokage might. Oh, what's up, Jackal? As you read by the title, I'm doing a what if. I hope you like it. I implore you to start from the very beginning because it's a bit better that way. Anyways, anyhow, Naruto at this point in time would have, you know, seen what happened with Rin, and, you know, while he is, not romantically attached to her, you know, she's still, one of his, classmates and friends, and once again, he has to, I know, Jackal, I know who you are. Or at least I think I do. Which is good, I guess. Anyhow, back on the what if. So Naruto is really just, you know, distraught about, you know, first of all, not realizing that Rin had a tailed beast sealed inside of her, but also taking her back to the Hidden Leaf where she attacked, or well, where she, you know, attempted to do, well, where the tailed beast broke out of her and attempted to destroy the Hidden Leaf. And so she's, and Rin's definitely like 100% dead. Like she is Gaara levels of dead. Like after the Gaara retrieval bit. And so, of course, you know, Kakashi's pretty like downtrodden, but he's mad at Naruto. Like, oh, why didn't you just, you know, your dad's just amazing, And yes, he would have taught Kakashi and Rin and Obito. Everything goes the same except Naruto and really Naruto and really the other really Naruto and Minato's birth and meeting really was pushed back. So all this really means is, Naruto and Kushina and Minato are a bit older than they are in actual canon. And so, meaning, everything just results exactly the same, except that Naruto is a bit older than he usually would be. Continuing on from that, really, and Kakashi's gonna be kind of fuming at Naruto because, oh well, your dad's this amazing shinobi. Why couldn't you just, saved Rin? Even though, he's it's really not fair. Naruto's like, what, like 14 now, or 15, 16. And so this meaning, really all this stuff has gone down, and he also realizes, oh well, I bet Naruto could have been there for Obito, and he's really just like he's really just wishing that Naruto was a better shinobi, really. And so he's getting like oh my god, I'm getting like freaking destroyed by these skeletons. Anyways, oh my god. So Naruto's definitely like getting flogged with all the blame here. His dad's mad at him because, oh well, why did you not realize, you known your mom for so long, you can, why didn't you just realize when she was warning you, that she had a tail piece sealed inside of her. And we're talking about Rain here, if you, didn't realize. And, while Minato is, slightly understanding, like, oh, you just wanted to get your friend out of there, but you also compromised, yeah. But you also compromised, a load of, Eve Shinobi. And, Naruto feels bad, but, what could he have done, and really, he feels like he's getting the blame forked on him, but really, he also does feel bad. And so we're gonna do a little time skip, and Naruto's learned Sage Mode from Jiraiya. He does have abnormally high chakra reserves, when he's a Jounin, he has Kage level chakra reserves. It's just he doesn't have access, and he doesn't really have access to the Kyuubi's chakra. And so what this just means is, Naruto is a little bit weaker at the moment. And so by the time that it's around the time that Naruto would have been born, Kushina's pregnant again because well, oh my god, you know what I'm trying to say. Kushina got pregnant with another kid, and so at this point, Obito has become really warped by Madara, and because, well, he's just been chilling out with Madara, and he saw what happened to Rin, and he also blames Naruto for what happened because, you know, we're gonna make what especially like incredibly gruesome what happened to Rin, because, you know, well, she didn't get the chakra like ripped out of her. The whole like 7 tails like emerged out of her, so she like imploded in 2. And Obito saw this, and he and basically he goes off to the hidden in the mist village, and he goes off and he slaughters them all, or not all of them, but, you know, he slaughters a good 1,000 of them. You know, you're like, well, what about the Kage? You know, bro, like, at this point in time, you know, while he doesn't feel responsible per se, he still feels guilt for not being there to help Naruto, and eventually he begins to blame himself, and, you know, for her death, and he awakens the Mangekyo. So basically, Obito at this point in time really is Obito of the original series. Just, you know, the way he got there is a little different. Continuing on from that, really, you know, Kushina's pregnant, and, you know, I mean, she's gonna have another kid. Now, what does this mean for the timeline's sake? Once again, we're time skipping. This is now around the QB attack, or around the QB attack, of course. And so what happens is really what oh, my screen just froze. This is great. So what really happens is, you know, Kushina's pregnant, and it's a girl this time, you know. This is definitely a lot later in their lives, you know, like, oh, you know, why is Kushina pregnant, you know. This is after the Third Great Ninja War, so Naruto in the original timeline was a celebratory baby, and I guess this is what that's what his sister is as well. And so her name will be, I have it written down. May. Her name will be May. Since you know, since Kushina got to influence Naruto's name, you know, Minato got to name this one, and so he named her May. And yes, I know, I just kind of came up with the name on the spot. I'm sorry, I couldn't find where I had mine. And so really, May is now Naruto, you know. And I say that as in all the bad stuff that happens to Naruto in that timeline happens to her, except now she has a big older sibling, Naruto, to help her through it all. you know, she's really, she's a lot, Minato, but she's also really, Naruto and Mei are like two peas in a pod, like, incredibly, and, this is getting a little further above than what I was actually talking about. But what I'm saying is, Obito comes and, extracts the Nine Tails from Kushina, and of course this is all going the same up until the Nine Tails is sealed inside of Mei. And so what happens really is, instead of it being Minato, he gets the other half of the Nine Tails, the Yang half, I'm pretty sure. Instead of Minato getting the Yang half and killing himself, doing that, he gives it to Naruto and killing himself doing that. And so what that means is basically now Naruto has access to Nine Tails, and you're like, oh wait a minute, I thought you couldn't seal the Nine Tails into an adult, which is, you know, Naruto is more like a teenager right now, and really he's Naruto's really set off for life. Like, really, like, this guy's amazing. Like, Naruto at this point in time is like only a few tiers below Naruto in the original timeline at that point of his life, you know. So, you know, like the pain Naruto, this Naruto would stomp like that Naruto. You know, at that point in time, he did, well, he would have the same amount of chakra than he would in the original timeline, because he's just been building it up for that long of a time, and now he also has access to the Nine Tails. You know, he's gonna be godly, like insanely powerful. And in the end, you know, really, it's what Mei, this is gonna be really, Mei is now going to be the Ashura incarnate, and Sasuke is still going to be the Indra incarnate. And you might be wondering, oh, what about Naruto? You know, Mei would save her from the bullies because she has her older brother who, you know, knows about the Akatsuki, because Jiraiya is still around, you know, and he feels that, oh, Naruto's definitely old enough and responsible enough to know about this, and so Naruto is training his little sister, and so of course Sasuke is a bit jealous of Mei because, you know, oh, his big brother is, you know, out doing all this stuff, and, you know, he's not getting to spend enough time with Sasuke. So Sasuke's, you know, like pouting all about this, you know, and really he quite likes Mei, you know, she's cool, but, you know, once again, he's quite jealous of her, you know, having a big brother who, you know, spends a lot of time with him. But he personally thinks that Itachi could wipe the floor with Naruto, and he might be able to, like, might, because at this point in time, you know, while Naruto does have access to the Kyuubi's power, it's not like the Yang half is just gonna hand himself away, you know, to Naruto. So really, Naruto's gonna have to work a little bit more to get to where he was in the original series, because, you know, he's going to struggle a lot more with a whole bunch of other things. First of all, his sister he's basically being a single dad, you know, at this point. Really, you know, he's struggling, you know, with all this stuff, but of course, you know, everyone knows who he is, and so he's definitely getting some support. Like, you're not gonna leave the fourth Hokage's son to just raise a girl all alone. And, you know, while a lot of people see that girl as the QB incarnate, a lot of them don't, because, well, a lot of people, if, you know, this is the fourth Hokage's son, daughter, you know, how could she be the QB incarnate? But, you know, they both have three whiskers on their face, because I don't know how it happened in the thing, but I guess we can just say the Ninetales influenced the genetics, I guess, of Naruto and Mei. So the only thing that means is, you know, they just have whiskers. I don't know if that's the reason why in canon they had whiskers, but, you know, I think that's my excuse for them having whiskers. And so, you know, a lot of people see Mei as really, Konoha's divided on the topic of Mei, because, you know, some of them see her as the QB reincarnate, while others see her as the fourth Hokage's daughter, you know, who really has done nothing wrong, you know, just a lot of, you know, crappy circumstances happen to her. And really, at this point in time, there's a lot of stuff going down, and the biggest thing is Itachi and the slaughter of the Uchihas, the Uchiha massacre. And I think this would still happen, even with Naruto around earlier. He would know that, so his dad would definitely pass along the information that he believes the masked man to be Madara. And, you know, well, you know, that's what, you know, he believes as well. I mean, Naruto, of course. Some people don't. Mainly Danto. Because, oh, how could Madara still be alive, you know? Yeah, the fourth Hokage definitely has to be wrong. And then, on the topic of the next Hokage, he elects himself, you know, like, oh, I definitely think I should become the next Hokage. And the third is like, I think Naruto should be the next Hokage. And Naruto definitely refuses. First of all, because Kakashi was like 14. I mean, Naruto was 14 at the point, you know, like, he is definitely strong, like, strong enough to be Hokage. He is not, you know, ready for that, because, well, he has, first of all, a little sister to take care of, by himself, again, and he also, so that would just put, a lot more responsibility on his shoulders, being Hokage, and then he also has to teach her and train her and all this other stuff, you know, how to be socially acceptable, because he definitely knows that, oh, a lot of people, you know, don't actually like my sister because they believe her to be the QB, and he doesn't really get those suspicions, because, you know, while people know he is the QB Jinchuriki, people know he was Naruto first. But, you know, with May here, you know, she was the QB Jinchuriki first, and as they see it, May 2nd, while the other people see it May 1st, QB Jinchuriki 2nd. That's how I see it, really. And so what that means is really just there's a lot of feuds going around, you know, definitely May being not particularly ostracized, but warned. Some kids' parents, you know, don't think May should stick around, but then there's also those people who think, oh, May is May, you know, she's the daughter of the fourth Hokage, and I think she would be May Namikaze, May Uzumaki, because really, at this point in time, you know, she's really, she would be, yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. She would be basically, she is, while she was, you know, Kushina got to name Naruto, and now, Kushina got to name Naruto, and now Minato gets to name May. And so, instead, since, you know, since the Uzumaki name is going to be carried around by Naruto, he thinks that the Namikaze name should be carried around by May. And so, of course, that makes her, target to the CRS, I think that's what it's called. But, you know, Naruto would definitely, like, shoot that down immediately. Like, there's no way he would let his little sister be basically a breeding stock. You know, well, it is, like, a lot of, you know, there's a lot of, like, hentais about that. You know, Naruto is definitely not one, well, is, you know, slightly a perv, you know. He's not that big of a perv to wish his sister into basically, yeah, he would not wish that on his sister. And so, while he's also targeted by the CRS, you know, he's definitely like, bruh, if I'm not doing it, my sister's not doing it, back off, you know. Like, Danzo definitely believes that, that you could, you know, both, have, children who are going to be major assets to the village, you know. And he sees that as, if we get the children of, Minato to go into the CRS, and we also get other strong bloodlines mixed with that, such as the Sharingan, because, you know, there is Sasuke in the generation where, he could definitely be a potential, husband to Mei, and, all this other stuff, you know, Naruto shoots that down immediately. Like, he's like, I didn't see my dad, you know, doing the CRS. She only had one wife, and that was my mom. And I don't see my mom being forced into the CRS either, so why don't you just back off, Danzo, and really, like, you know, all this stuff goes down with him and Danzo, because really, like, what do you think's gonna happen? Like, he's just gonna be all like, cool with Danzo, but really, like, no. Danzo is definitely not one of Naruto's pals, you know. He's not one of Naruto's, like, big compadres. You know, he's definitely one of Naruto's, like, he sees as corrupt, because he tried to, pin, forget who he tried to pin with blame. Anyways, he tried to pin someone with blame about oh yeah, I think it's like Rin's death. He pins Minato for like, oh, he could have helped, you know, all this stuff, when really Minato could have helped, but really it would have ended the same. And you know, so he saw what he did with Kakashi, and he's gonna try to pull that with him and his little sister, and he's like, hell no. You know, once again, while Naruto is like a knucklehead, you know, he's still pretty like adequately IQ. Like, he's not as smart as Shikamaru will be, but you know, he's definitely like 200 range. Like, bruh is smart, you know. And so he definitely sees Danzo as a big enemy, and so he elects the third to oh yeah, I forgot, I just went on this whole tangent, but he elects the third to go back into office. And while a lot of people agree with this, Danzo's like, no, you know, the third Hokage has already had his time, you know, it's time for a new Hokage. And then everyone's like, well then, who should be the new Hokage, you know? And Naruto suggests Jiraiya, but you know, the third knows that Jiraiya would definitely turn it down. You know, like, there's no way Jiraiya is going to accept being Hokage, because you know, he didn't in the main timeline, and I don't think Minato being born any earlier, or Naruto being born any earlier would change that. He would definitely refuse. And so we'll just say that Naruto's like, what about the other legendary Sannin, you know? And so Danzo's like, yeah, Orochimaru. And you know, the third Hokage says, no, hell no. That guy's weird, he is corrupt, he's not fit to become Hokage. And so they're like, well, what about Tsunade? You know, no one really knows where Tsunade is. And so Naruto's like, well, I'm sure Pervy Sage could definitely track her down, you know. And you know, they're like, huh, okay, well then, you will go out to recruit Tsunade Senju for the position of 5th Hokage. And of course, you know, all this stuff goes down. And instead of Tsunade seeing Naruto more like Milwaukee, she sees him more like Don. And yeah. And so, you know, Naruto's definitely like encouraging Tsunade to come back to be Hokage. And, you know, she's like, no. And then he's like, yes. So all this stuff goes down. And really, you know, everything really just happens the same. And it's time for May to go to the academy. And you know, by this time the Chuya massacre has happened, because Naruto wouldn't have changed anything, you know. Well, he would have told them that his father believed it to be Madara, but you know, Danzo immediately shoots that down. Oh, how can Madara be alive? It has to be, you know, someone else on his par. And you know, and so they say, well, the only other person might actually be on the same level as Madara is Fugaku, and they're like, well, he's the clan leader, you know. Well, you have to get rid of all of the Uchiha, and basically he's just saying this for his own game at this point, because he wants the Sharingan. He wants it so bad, you know? And so does Orochimaru. So he's like, I think I could, you know, convince them to put the blame on the Uchiha, and you know, while that it's definitely just gonna work out like the same as in canon. Really, I'm not changing a lot besides the fact that Naruto will be replacing Kurenai as that team sensei. So Hinata is going to be with not together, but you know, Hinata is going to be with Naruto instead of oh my god, you know what I'm trying to say. Hinata is going to be with Naruto as a Jounin sensei instead of Kurenai, and the only thing that this changes is, you know, Kurenai is just going to stay a Chunin for whatever reason. You know, she still feels guilty about tutoring that one girl from that filler, I think. So she still feels bad about that, and so she's like, no, I don't think I could ever teach kids again, you know. I failed the first time. I don't think I'll ever be able to teach again, you know. And so she then so she just stays Chunin, or she, you know, continues to be a Jounin, but she denies the she doesn't want to be a Jounin instructor. And so instead of it just, and so Kakashi gets, you know, the same team basically, except let's just have a random ninja join, you know, and this random ninja won't be anyone special, like he'll just be like one of the civilians kids, you know. And, you know, really he's gonna stay nameless because, you know, he's not gonna be important at all. Like, he's gonna be on this legendary Team 7, but he's not gonna do anything, you know, like, he's gonna quit being a ninja, if anything. Because, you know, he's like, oh god, you know, I'm on the same team as Sasuke, and, you know, and, actually, wait, what am I saying? It's gonna be Mei in Team 7, my bad. And, she's not dead last. She's definitely not dead last, you know. But they said, oh, we should definitely make a heavily taijutsu and speed related team, and then a chakra expert to balance that out. And so they have Team 7, which is basically, yeah, Team 7, but Naruto's now girl and is smart. And at this point in time, she would have learning the Rasengan and Flying Raijin, both incredibly powerful techniques that Sasuke is going to be jealous of. And so what happens is Kakashi and Naruto plan to do the bell test together, because, oh well, you know, it's kind of important that, you know, other teams get cooperate with each other. And so it'll be Hinata, Kiba, and Shino with Mei, Sakura, and Sasuke. And, you know, we also gonna be like talking about, oh, why are there two Konoichis on in Team 7? And that's because Naruto pressed for Mei to be in the same team as Sasuke, because you know, well, he knows what happened, not, you know, entirely, but he knows that he knew Itachi, and he definitely thinks that, you know, well, he should definitely have someone there to support him. And while I can't do it, you know, I definitely think my little sister can handle watching over potentially one of biggest assets to the village, because, you know, at this point in time, you know, he sees Mei as a totally competent tuning level shinobi, and you know, while he was a Jouin level at that age, you know, he definitely thinks, so well, she's definitely gonna get to my level and fast, you know, and so, you know, he continues to teach. He continues to teach Mei, while Kakashi does as well. But really, you know, he leaves Mei out of it, because, you know, he knows that she knows a lot of other stuff, and so, yeah. So we gotten to the point where Naruto was in, like, the first few episodes of Naruto. So I think I'm just going to end the what if stream, and then I'll, you know, just continue building on this world, and I'll see you guys later. Bye, I guess. Hope you all enjoyed, and see you later.